Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to Mixed Media Frenzy. That's where we all take the same sketch or layout, and today it is a layout, and it's by Belinda Spencer, and we do our own take on it. And she used a lot of chipboard. I didn't have chipboard circles, but I did have hexagons that were cut out. I started out with the craft paper and a picture, even on the water, but slowly some of my stuff changed. And this is one of the things. I think she used gesso back there. But I had bad luck with that last week, so I decided to try something else. So I'm using ink this week. I think it did work out better because it kind of fades a little bit. I mean, you can still see it, but it's not as in your face as the gesso was. I'm still going to use some gesso. See that jar sitting right there? I'm going to use that jar. I'm just not going to use it the same way I did last week. When I first started doing mixed media, the only thing I bought was white gesso. Well, that jar right there, it has lasted me for many years now. I had all kinds of other stuff like paints and sprays and stuff like that, so I didn't have to buy them. But I bought the white gesso and did not like it smeared on the back of my page at all from get-go. That's why I still got plenty in that jar. It's still heavy. But yeah, you can tell some's been used out. It's maybe 3/4 full, maybe. But the only way I used it, because of the fact that, I bought it and liked it at all, was to use it with a stencil. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use it with the stencil. And the stencil I'm going to use is that one layer right there. And I think it's called Burlap, and it's Tim Holtz. Now, I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. I kind of got a straight line up there. I noticed it as I was doing it. And I thought, okay, when I get done with the other part, I'll flip it over and fix it. I'm good at fixing it because I've done it before. I have experience. Yeah, see, now it don't look too bad. And it don't look too bad when it's dry either. And I did dry it with heat air gun because I wanted it to bubble up. I noticed a long time ago that if you spray the heat on the gesso and you leave it long enough, it'll bubble up. And so it is bubbled up on my layout. And the reason I wanted it to bubble is because I wanted to look more dimensional. Her layout has streaks. I think she had a stencil that was lines, straight lines, and I didn't have one. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do something different, I might as well do something I want to do different. And I also put a little cluster, as you can see, I've started it over to the left-hand side just because I like one there. Hers kind of goes over to the left with her title. And at the time, I was thinking I was going to have a long title. So I was going to put it between the two clusters, the big one and the little one. Only I changed my mind about my title. Underneath the Tim Holtz packaging is some wood veneer alphas, and that's what I was going to use for my title. And my title was going to be Noodles of Fun instead of Oodles of Fun because he's on a noodle, one of those long noodles. I don't know whoever got that idea, but kids love it. I would have never thought of that. And if you look up there at her layout, it's pretty monochromatic. And so mine is sort of going to be, I'm going to have a little more color than she has. And she even has like paint chip things. You can't see the paint part, but you can see the names of the paint. And they all have something to do with water and being at the beach. Some way or somehow. I think one of them's called Shore or something, and different things like that, but they're names of paint. And that's what she did her layering with. And since she's on a design team for a place that does chipboard, she used the chipboard in her layout too. And she had circles, and that would have been great. And I do have a bubble die And I thought about layering it, but then I ran across this hexagon when I was digging in that basket of stuff that I've got die cut out already. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use the hexagon one instead. And so that's what I'm going to end up using on mine. And since I use those uh, cream based ink pads, they're all like cream brulee, um, bamboo, I think, and they're all really a light brown or cream colored. Since I used them first on the white to mellow it out a little bit, my gelatos aren't going to show up as much. And I did mix my gelatos. There was a cream colored one, that caramel, and I mixed it with the others too, so they wouldn't show up very much. To keep everything more on the monotone look, monochromatic, not monotone. Monotone sounds boring. Hopefully, my layout's not boring because it is going to go in Kyler's album. And he does like this kind of thing. I noticed he paid more attention to the ones that were mixed media than he did the other ones. Of course, he talked about all of them on the last album that I gave him, but he did pay more attention to them. And I'm going to get my picture crooked. It don't look crooked there, but looking at it right now, it looks crooked. I tried to move it, but I put it down with wet glue and it didn't budge. I will get it moved just a little bit. I think I moved the top to the left a tiny bit. I think I'll leave the stuff at the bottom. I'm not going to move the whole thing, just the top, and kind of squish it over a little. But yeah, I noticed it sitting here. And the paper I use behind the picture, it looks like corrugated paper, only it's not. It's really thin paper. It's something I've had a long time. And the funny thing is, I got 2 sheets and I put it with some current paper that I'm using right now, some stuff I'm using right now that I thought would go with it. So maybe I would use it. And the funny thing is, I debated whether to cut into it and put it behind this picture or not. And I thought, you haven't used those 2 sheets together in all these years. I mean, years, probably 12 to 15, somewhere in that area. And so you probably won't use them both. And chances are I'm not going to do a 2-page layout, although I have recently. But yeah, I went ahead and cut into it because I talked myself into it. But I thought, this is crazy, thinking twice about this. Cut into it. And y'all seen that other greenery that I had out? In case you've seen it, well, I was debating on that or this one with the wreath. And I decided the wreath was more mellow looking. The other one was kind of on the bright side, although I am going to put paint on the leaves of this one. And so I use this one instead. But I got that one for Christmas. And yeah, I was anxious to use it. It just didn't go with this layout. But it's cut out and it's ready. And it's a background die. And when he bought this, he was shopping eBay. And he's seen that there were 6 dies for, I think he told me, 20 something. And he put, watch this item on there because he's trying to find me something that he thought I'd like. And he knows I love dies. And he the bid ended, although he got an email, and he didn't notice he got an email saying that he could get it for X amount off. And so he went over there to go ahead and get it because it's a little bit cheaper, like $7, I think he said, something like that. And so he watch it again, and sure enough, whoever the person was offered him even less. So he got 6 die sets for $10. He had to tell me how much he had paid for it because he is so proud of his bargain. But yeah, my grandson is a good shopper. He took after his mama. But do you see, I got one of my log slices in there. Yeah, since I had been doing like Halloween and then Christmas, I haven't got to use them lately. So I was pretty happy to put them in there. And oh, as I said, my title was going to be Noodles of Fun. But I'm going to find a wood veneer in that basket, and it says the places will go. And since I put that on there and it's wood veneer, I'm going to end up digging in my wood veneer box and pulling out some more wood veneer and adding them on the layout. And I like that pretty good. I pulled some stars out, and a couple of them had gold on one side, and I do remember spraying gold paint on them. But the other side was good, so I just flipped them over and used them. And I think that's the last thing I'll end up putting on here. But it'll be a few minutes because this video is kind of on the long side. Sorry. Sometimes I can do a mixed media layout and it seems to take no time. And then other ones, I guess I get involved in it and really think about what I'm putting on there. And it takes me a while to find the things and to cluster them. Yeah, I love the cluster. So yeah, longer videos have more clustering. I have noticed that. And of course, doing the background takes more time, so that does make it longer too. And then like on the Punched Out Thursdays to Die For, I'm generally punching or cutting out die cuts, so that takes longer too. So a couple of videos end up taking longer than ones that don't have the extras. But I love to make my own embellishments, so yeah, they're going to take longer. And that wreath is a Spellbinders die. I think it's called Wreath and Flowers. I think that's what it is. And I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So, yeah, somebody had put on either Facebook, I think it was Facebook, that they went, or maybe they did a YouTube video with a haul, one of the others. And their Hobby Lobby had marked some stuff down and had the orange stickers and stuff, or whatever color they are. So I run to mine, nothing. So I went ahead and thought, well, I'd seen 2 more videos or 3, and I thought, I'm going to go again. And the second time I went, I got a couple of things. I don't think I spent over $7 or $8, but I did end up with 2 or 3 things. Of course, that's been over a year ago. It's been a while. I've had it a while and enjoyed it the whole time. And what am I doing now? Oh, since I had that brown tree ring over to the right, I wanted to add some more brown. And I looked earlier for this little fish because I thought I saw it in the basket. And he's got a body part clipped out of him because he's being overlapped by another fish. But I just kind of tucked him in so you can't tell it. And I'm knowing that there's another piece of the log already done, the Tim Holtz tree ring slice, I think's what it's called. And it's a die and embossing folder. And I'm not going to find it the first time or 2 I look for it either. But I will find it right at the end of the video and put it in here and have 3 places with the brown. But if you look at the original layout, I did start out like them. The craft paper, the mixed media with the cream colors, the grouping, the main thing on the right. Yeah, I put that extra little. Well, just think, you could think maybe I just flipped over that one part that's hanging out on the left and put it on the left far side of my paper. And then I stayed closer to the layout, if we look at it that way. And I didn't have no paint chips, or I would have tried them. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cute that she had all those sayings on there that were paint chips. But like I said, you cannot see them because they're kind of tucked in. But since I put that other sliver of log on there at the last second, I did notice just now I didn't put no extra paint, well, gelatos on that. So I'll probably go back and do that to get it to match the other one because it does have some on there. But if you look down there below, you'll see the other gals that are doing the Mixed Media Frenzy today and see the links to their videos for inspiration. And be sure to go check them out and see what they've done. And if you want to do your own layout, and use the same sketch, go post it in the Mixed Media Frenzy group on Facebook so we can see what you've done. I love seeing the difference that people do on the different layouts. But that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment down there below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. And thank you for the nice comments that you leave too. And there's my little title. Oh, I I restrained myself from the big one, and it stayed a little closer to the original. But yeah, I enjoyed this layout and sticking to the pretty much to the colors that she used. But hope you all have a nice weekend. Take care and stay safe. Bye.